Hello. Hello, hello. We're here another Tuesday. I'm so excited. Tammy, how are you?
I'm great. So, as everyone can see, I'm not at home today. So, I'm actually at my kids over in the Seattle area visiting. I've been with my three of my grandkids.
Missing
So,
your
which are all
beautiful wall art, your wall with the art, but I know you're doing great. You're being here, you're being consistent and loyal to us. So I just love that.
well, I actually love getting on here and talking with you and talking with everyone else. So, even if there's a way we can help somebody, I love doing that. So, and I want to remind everybody that is following or watching to make sure you not just like it, but you love it and leave
Hello,
comments,
hello,
questions.
beautiful wall art. Yep.
Just let us know.
And sorry, I usually look down to make sure we're live on the phone, like on the Facebook group, and to make sure everything's going well with technology. So we have
Yes.
something
Well,
exciting for you guys today.
yes. So today, actually, before we start that, I wanted to say happy birthday, Lori. So I know it was yesterday, but hey, I wanted to say it live and say happy birthday. So
Thank
I
you,
hope your
thank
day was
you.
great.
It was fun. It was
And
a
I
holiday, so it was amazing.
exactly. I mean, what a perfect day. So then I'll let you go from there. You can announce our topic. It's so weird being on a phone for Facebook Live. I will be honest.
It's amazing. It's amazing that technology can allow us to do this wherever we're from. So I have been in your shoes like a couple of times since we started this. And he's like, there's no way I can miss this. So I just do my best to log in. You've been brave to just do this by yourself. And guys, she didn't want to do this by herself. She didn't want to let me do this by myself. She's like, no, I'll be there, Lori. So it's just so amazing to see you, Tammy, here with us. And we're going to talk today about how can nature improve our mood, and the buzzword of the times is anxiety. Whether it's an official diagnosis or just anxiety because it's a thing of the days, whether we have been diagnosed or not, we worry. We live in a world where there's so much bombardment with so many voices and noises from the news that are there handy all the time on our phones, on the TV. Like there's news channels, right? Where once upon a time, Tammy, you remember the times where you sat down on purpose to watch the news at a specific time of day,
Yes.
and they were done and gone, and you were informed, and that's it. No, nowadays you're like seeing them constantly because there's
It's like 24 hours a day. And
same.
all it does in most cases, the news was supposed to be there just to inform people. Now it seems like it installs more fear and the term anxiety. And it's kind of like I was listening to I can't remember if it was Robin Banks or John Assaraf talk about the fact that how many times people use the word anxiety and they really don't even know what it means. Instead of saying I'm fearful or I'm afraid or other words, all you hear is anxiety. And
Yeah.
sometimes you wonder, do they even know what it means?
And what does it mean, Tammy?
So I don't have the
A
definition.
scientific definition, right? Yeah.
No, but if you think about it, it's like, how are you actually feeling at that time? Is it anxious? Is it fearful? But what go to the nitty-gritty. What are you afraid of? What is causing that fear or that nervousness in you? Instead of just saying anxiety or I'm anxious, help people to know what it is that you're kind of feeling nervous about. If you're not sure, that's when it should be use the word anxiety. But this, sit down and talk or write it out and think about it. It's like, okay, what is causing this fear with me today? Or what am I nervous about? And then
Nervous.
I always say, I was telling my granddaughter this, it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
Exactly. And
Because if you know what the worst thing's going to happen, and in your mind, you can think, oh, that's the worst thing, then you can deal with it.
or is it even
You-
realistic, or is it our imaginations? And sometimes
Exactly.
when we imagine some things that are irrational or non-realistic, we can redirect that imagination to imagine or create something more productive in our head with better results and outcomes than the worst case scenario we're creating. So
Yeah, it's kind of like that one saying, and I'm probably getting it wrong because I have it at home. It's like, it's like, don't dwell on the past. The past is past. And don't dwell on the future because we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. That we might plan it. We might plan stuff that's going to happen in an hour, but things can change instantly. It's, focus on today, focus on the moments today.
and that's it, because it's the present, and that's what it is. It's a gift, right? It's a present for us to just live in the moment. And I want to it's important to note that whatever we discuss here, we are not licensed practitioners. We're
Oh,
just
no.
people that have lived life, that do coaching and have helped clients, overcome certain things, limiting beliefs and nervousness and a sense of worry, trying to reprogram and twist a little bit their way of thinking, flipping them from negative to positive. But it's important to note that the benefits of nature on mood and anxiety can vary from person to person. So it might work for some faster, quicker than others. But we
Yeah,
want to
these are
share.
our experiences, correct?
Yes, correct. And what could potentially happen, you could experience or happen to you. So incorporating regular nature exposure into your routine, even in small ways, can contribute to better mental well-being over time. And whether it's a short walk in a nearby park or a weekend hiking trip, oh my goodness, that even sounds so relaxing. Finding ways to connect with nature can have positive effects on your mental health. And I told Tammy, hey, Tammy, I have a little anecdote to share with you. And it's when the world was going crazy, the world was locked down, and some of my young adult children were without a job because of all the obvious reasons. Jobs were closing and stores and retail, etc. So
Right.
one of my sons, you remember, an idle mind, it's the workshop of evilness, or bad thoughts or things like that. And my son did something that kind of got him in trouble. And he was an adult already and got in trouble with the law. The thing is, I was so upset and so sad that I have a friend. She's my stand-up paddleboarding buddy. She knows how much I love water and the effects it does. It causes me. Like, Tammy asked me, "How was your birthday, Lori?" And I'm like, "I went to the lake," because it's just my happy place, right? So we've gone through a walking trail where there's like a little creek, and it had been a while because what was happening in the world, like the pandemic and all that. And she says, "Lori, let's go to the creek. You don't even need to talk about it. You don't need to tell me anything, but I know it's your happy place, and I want to be there for you and with you." And I was, oh my goodness, what an amazing idea, because my turmoil, my anguish was so much that I didn't even know what to do and how to express it. And I was kind of shutting down and just swallowing all the feelings, and it was too much for my chest. And sure enough, when we went to the creek, I took some of my youngest kids, and they were playing and having a good time. And there I was, sitting on a huge, beautiful rock, listening to the sound of the water, nature, the leaves rustling, and grounding myself, because I was, I was not wearing shoes, and I had my feet on the rock and in the water, and it was just so relaxing. And my friend didn't ask me anything, force me to talk, nothing. And as I was there, I felt like the perfect timing. After I relaxed, and I felt very safe, I started talking and expressing my feelings, and specifically my feelings on the experience I was going through. And that alone, my friends, made a big difference. It was before like the world was going to end. And after that experience in nature, there was hope. There was light at the end of the tunnel. There was like me, like, okay, I don't need to carry this burden. It's not mine to carry, even though I'm a mom, but I'm like, let me give it back to my child that make a wrong choice. And I understand that we as parents feel, everything that our children go through, etc. But it was not for me to carry that, only me. So I was like, let's give it back to who it belongs to. And life was better. Everything is great now. Fast forward, everything is great with that son, etc. But how wonderful it was that at the time that I needed it most, I didn't even know what I needed. And my friend told me, "Lori, water is your happy place. The creek is your happy place." And we went, and it was such a healing experience for me. So that's what I
Oh,
wanted to share.
so that's amazing. Yeah. I always find the lake is my happy place whenever I'm stressed. Like you said, water, whether it's hiking down a trail, going next to, but I always want to see a stream, a waterfall. I love water because there's just something about water, whether it's the ocean waves hitting, the
Mm.
sounds, the smells. There's just something relaxing and peaceful about it. And like you said, it is grounding with nature. And if we look at, like, even when you're going on a walk, don't look at it like, oh, I've got to go and do 5,000 steps, or I've got to run 2 miles, or something like that. Take the time just to walk, just to enjoy it, enjoy the nature, like look at the birds, look at the flowers, hear the leaves rustle. There's just those little things that help us out so, so much, you
And
know?
Tammy, it's been such an amazing thing, which, hello, I learned this very recently, and Tammy have known this forever, is the psychological restoration is something, it's a theory. It's called the attention restoration theory. And that's what I was doing. That's what my friend wanted me to do. And it's the attention restoration theory suggests that natural environments can restore mental fatigue and improve cognitive function. This can help reduce the mental fatigue associated with anxiety and stress. And I want to share a couple of visuals with you guys.
Exactly. And you experienced it, correct?
I did. There's more to it, and I want to share it. Let's see, where is the next slide? So how can we improve? Let's see. The next one is this. So ART, look, ART, attention restoration theory. If you knew about this before today, give me a thumbs up on in the broadcast when you're watching it or right now. And let me know what you know about this and how it's helped you, how if you've taken advantage of this attention restoration theory. So this attention restoration theory, or ART, is a psychological theory proposed by Rachel Kaplan and Stephen Kaplan in the 80s. And this theory suggests that spending time in natural environments, such as parks, forests, or other natural settings, can help restore and enhance a person's cognitive function and attentional capacity. So in that environment, I felt peace. I felt hope. I mean, so much goodness. And you know what I also learned is that being away, right? There's 4 components to this thing, to this restorative environment. It's the fact that you're away from your environment, like, okay, I need a break. I need to get out of these 4 walls, wherever that is, work, home. Sometimes, even though home should be a shelter of safety, sometimes we need just to step away. And then being away, the environment should provide a sense of being removed from daily routine and stressors, fascination, like you can look at nature and the beauty. Okay, so like I said, like the movement of water and rustling of leaves just gave me a sense of peace. And then extent, which is it should be ample enough or big enough for your eyesight to just enjoy the view. And compatibility. So you're not gonna go somewhere where you're gonna be afraid or scared. You're not gonna go on the heights if you're afraid of heights. And so it
Or
must
take someone with you on a hike.
yeah, so it must align with the environment and what you need at the time for it to be restorative. So I wanted to share a little bit of what I learned doing some research to be ready for you guys. And this is not just theories or things, good ideas that Tammy and I have. Obviously, is like scientifically proven.
Oh, yes, it is. And, and then we've experienced it, and I've experienced it enormous. And that's what I share in my book is different experiences. And of course, in my coaching class that's coming up, and that's what we want to share in our group. And, we do have a webpage, a Facebook page
Yes, that's
called
exciting.
Unlocking Freedom in Nature.
Yes.
That we started, and we also will have a website up and different things so that you can even get more information
With articles. Yes.
Yes, right now I do have a website called The Power of Art and Nature that does have articles about this, so that you can go there also and see everything is linked together here. And it's to help you, and everyone out here, including ourselves, to experience what it is about nature. It's like, if you ever know, if I get up and I notice that I'm not feeling good and I'm really fighting a migraine or something, the first thing I do is I actually go outside. I go on a walk and get that fresh air, because there's just something about the fresh air and just walking that just like helps release it, gets you back on track.
Absolutely. Especially in this group, there's so many business owners, entrepreneurs, and where you are just stuck looking at that screen, burnt out, stuck also like trying to type something, trying to type content. We know nowadays we have amazing AI to help us, and
Thankfully.
spoiling us even more to sit in front of that screen and just get our content out there. At the same time, we need to take breaks. We need to look at the horizon. An eye doctor told me that looking at the horizon actually is beneficial for your eyesight, because we're so conditioned and so used to looking at the screen that it's just it limits our sight. So when we are walking, I mean, there's so many emotional, mental, physical benefits to going and enjoying art and nature.
Oh, exactly. And the one thing is, I think a lot of times parents and people don't realize how much time they are on their screen time. How much time do you sit there and look at your phone?
Scrolling.
Are you, and are you looking at positive stuff? Are you posting? What are you doing? And then, they'll go to their computer. And then if they play video games or watch TV, how many hours a day are you doing that? It's like when I get up and I'm, because I don't want to be on my phone too much. So it's like I'm posting, I'm actually working, but then it's like, okay, I've got to go take a break. Because like you said, and your doctor said, when you're sitting there looking at your screen time, it's like you notice your eyes and everything starts blurring, and then your back's hurting and your legs are hurting from sitting so long, even in the most comfortable chair, right?
Right. And Pam saying the water is her happy place too. It's calming and healing. I agree. We're responsible, we're careful, we're using our life jackets when by law it's required, etc. Oh my goodness. Water can be very restorative, calming. And didn't even mention, we went to the creek that day, but my friend knows she retired from teaching in Hawaii. So the closest thing she can have here, and me, original from Puerto Rico, to a beach is those lakes that we have access to. And we love it when we go stand up paddleboarding and we get to the middle of the lake, and then we anchor with each other, like we put our legs on each other's board so that we can lay down or sit down and talk and just feel those slow waves and relax there in the middle of the lake with a beautiful view. But
I understand, because like with our boat, when we go out, we actually just go to the spots, and we throw out the anchor. And so that way we can fish, we can have a picnic. We use our boat like a big dock. And,
Awesome.
It's like you can fish and swim and do everything and just relax, enjoy the sun. And it's so peaceful. And, the spots we always choose, there's like always either a herons or eagles or something. So it's just, I don't know, or we sit there and watch the fish swim up, it's just
That's
so much fun.
amazing. And with my experience with the cruise recently, oh my goodness, we saw dolphins. And it's just when you're in that big ship, right? Like you in your boat, you see the water moving. It's so calming and so soothing. So Tammy, what do we say? Like, I want to ask, how is it that you've gone through these experiences? How is it that you've, with knowingly or without knowing, you've used art in the sense of attention restoration and the attention restoration theory? How is it that you've been stressed, or your mood has been like, oh my goodness, tense or grumpy, and you've been able to go out in nature and enjoy it? And how did it change your mood? How did it change your anxiety? Did it change from anxiety to love? Did it change from anxiety to trust and hope? And feel free to comment in this thread under this video, and let us know. We want to learn from your experiences and what is it that
Well,
you've
and
done.
it's kind of like our photos that we ask people to share and their favorite quotes or different things. It's like, where's your favorite place to go when are tired or stressed, or you're having trouble? You're thinking of a problem and you're trying to figure out how to solve it, or you're dealing with something like you said with your son. You stress because as parents and grandparents, we worry about our kids and our grandkids, and our friends a lot of times, and sometimes we have to just let that go. But the easiest way is when we're going on a walk and we can talk to ourselves or God, or
and add that to journaling, like add nature. And if you take a little piece of paper or your journal book, out in nature, and you can express yourself, oh, that's a whole nother life, right? Journaling, because
it is. Yeah.
I have a whole chapter on it in my book.
To one of my clients yesterday morning, and I was like, how are we doing on that gratitude journal? So
cool.
Because I tell her to write down 3 things a day of what she's grateful for.
Amazing.
Either early morning or later that day. And it has helped her so much, because then when on those days you're not having a great day, or you're stressing, or you have anxiety or anything, you can look back at that. And it's like, write down that you enjoyed a beautiful walk. Because sometimes if you can't get out to walk and you've written that down, it can bring back at least those memories.
Of course, memories from the past experiences. And also remember, I always go by this, like wherever we're at, it could be better, but it could be worse too. And in a day's time, there's always one thing, something to be grateful for. And I'm saying one thing,
exactly,
but there's more than one. So looking for the good is also life-changing.
Exactly. Be grateful you're alive and can breathe. Fresh air, right?
So we're just happy we were able to join with you and join with Tammy, even though she's out of town. And she's out in nature right now. You're out, right?
Yes, I'm on a back deck, and that's why the sun is bright. And to be honest, I was tempted to wear my sunglasses. But because when I'm outside, I'm always wearing my sunglasses because the sun, it reflects on my contacts, and it's like, trying not to squint is so hard.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Well, we won't hold you out there with the torture. You go get your sunglasses and enjoy your time.
But it is beautiful today, so I'm excited. And actually, today, my granddad or I are actually gonna do some different cosplay makeup tips.
Oh, fun!
And we're gonna do some photos of them later. So
Tammy is so good at that, and you look amazing, Tammy.
Oh, so do you, Lori. So
thank
you so much. And I thank everybody that's taken the time out of their day to listen and to watch us, and be sure to share.
Be sure to like, share, and then post. How is it that?
If you would like to come on and talk, let us know, message us, or if there's a topic that you're interested in, let us know. Because it could correlate to, we of course have topics written up, but every once in a while, if somebody has something that might trigger or go with what we have, we would love to share it. So
absolutely,
any way we can help. So
we're open for suggestions, and we're open for what is it that you need. So we're here for you.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.